Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of Higurashi Kai. We're on episode 12, aka part 7 of Higurashi, maybe. I didn't check. Anyways, this should be an interesting episode. This will be covering, yeah, it is part 7. The Hinamizawa syndrome, obviously. I wonder how they'll handle that, because in the I don't know. In the visual novel, obviously it was interesting, but I don't really remember. I feel like it was almost just like a black screen or like just static backgrounds while Rika was explaining. I wonder like if this will be more visually compelling compared to the visual novel, which would be nice. We'll get the news obviously of Tomotachi's death and Rika's, getting suspicious of Takano, probably struggling a bit on, I guess, thinking why she would do it and stuff. And maybe we'll end the episode with Owishi's death. I was kind of thinking, like, how would this episode go? It'd be a pretty nice cliffhanger if they kill Owishi, but maybe they'll just save it for the next episode. If they do, that episode's freaking jam packed, huh? But yeah. Let's start this off. I'm intrigued. I mean, I'm excited, obviously, but the next episode's going to be like insane. But I'm interested in how they'll handle stuff. But yeah, let's start. Get your own copy of the episode ready, and on a count of 3, start your episode. And of course, there will be a timer on the bottom right for your for whatever you want to use it for. And post episode, we will review and analyze the episode as always. So either stick around, or if you're just not feeling this episode, just skip to it. It's fine. But yeah, let's start in. Well, let's start again. Higurashi Kai, episode 12. Minagoroshi, part 7, Hinamizawa syndrome. In 3, 2, 1, go! Nice. Tonight's banter probably shouldn't do that. This shit's stuffed. Don't want to show my elbows, or not my elbows, my armpits. Yeah, last episode we talked about the visual novel openings. I kind of wanted to talk about maybe something less known called the Higurashi motion graphic series. You're like, what is that, Aiden? I'm not actually 100% sure. It's like song collaborations based on the Higurashi story with some sort of like a visual novel style movie. It's not actually animated, it's just pictures with effects and stuff, but they're really good. I knew about the Umineko motion series after I read that, and I was jamming to it in high school, and I just kind of remembered it. And then I'm like, oh, I wonder if they have it for Higurashi, and they did. And the songs are pretty good bangers. So I definitely recommend checking it out. Again, it's like each are like a 4 or 5 minute music video. Animation's a little stuffed compared to the Umineko ones, just because they're so much older. But the songs are great. If you're like, Aiden, what's your favorite? I liked, there's 5 of them. I liked number 3 and 4 for best songs and I guess video. But yeah, little thing for people that you may or may not know. Also, obviously, if you've read Umineko, you should check out the Umineko ones because those are really good too. But yeah. We're watching this. Okay. Fun fact: Rika and Oishi talked at the Furude shrine, not in front of the school. Not that it matters. Actually, it kind of matters, but not really. In the visual novel, Rika was confused about that, to be honest. I'm always kind of surprised that she, throughout all these years and fragments, she's never knew about the death, the time of death problem ever, which is interesting. He didn't even say the most important part. Oh man, I thought he was gonna mention it, unless I just missed it, where they saw um Takano driving alone. I could have just missed it though. But that's like a really important part, to be honest. Make it look a lot more sus. Sad me. And obviously, it's always surprising that Hanyu doesn't know who the culprit. I mean, if she does, she would have told Rika, but maybe. But that's a little more forgiving, honestly. Just as Hanyu's existence is really hard to write around if you have like this specter character. Also, Rita's like on a time limit. I don't know if they brought that up, but she only has a couple tries left because of her mental fatigue. Fast investigation, huh? It's kind of smart of Okanodi, but it's unlucky that Rika's been through too many fragments. Yeah, she was like super sure of it in the visual novel, just because she's experienced Erie so many times, and then she starts to believe that um, Okanodi's lying. So just bringing that up since they didn't mention it. Some protection. Oh, they're here early. I think this is different. I don't remember exactly though. I'm pretty sure in the visual novel they came after school and they didn't hear the phone call. And Satoko was obviously worried because there's a bunch of police officers guarding Rika. at least from what I remember. The truth bomb. Might as well. It's a new Rika. Trust people. Well, your friends, I guess, not everyone. War flashbacks is kind of cool. Jesus. Yeah. Oh, is that your boy Hafumi? Oh yeah, I guess it's worth mentioning. At the beginning in the visual novel of this art, they give a huge hint about Takano because they give a journal entry from Hafumi, and it's like obviously referencing Takano. Well, not obvious, but kind of obviously referencing Takano, so you kind of know. Also, this is a really good sequence. Definitely more visually active than the novel. Right. It's the next arc where they talk about Hanyu being an alien, right? Still kind of crazy, dude. Why'd they make Rita's face like that during a serious conversation? What the? No, Rita doesn't know that trading the bioweapon's been cancelled for a bit. So obviously they'll clear that up next arc. It's nice to see Okinogi. I hope they do him justice in the next arc because he was actually a really fun character in Matsuri Bayashi. Wow. Also just a figurehead. Maybe Takano's happy to hear that through probably some hidden mites in the clinic. Yeah, me and Otonoji are on the same wavelength, huh? This is a free fan sub. Any other tech? Destroy the brain. Was there? I don't remember seeing these little editor's notes in the top corner showing halfway points. It's nice, I guess. Tokyo. Oh, he's such a weird naming sense. Though I guess it's like really easy to just use out in the open. Because if you ever talk about Tokyo, they'll just think you're talking about the city. Look how evil these guys look. Holy shit. They did a great job making them look like slimy politician people type. It's old news, Rika. Unless they change it, but it's the new wave. It would be a sick weapon to do, though, to be honest. Kanoji looking a little fresh. Hey, that's the jacket Tomataki wears in his new outfit in the visual novel. Never got to see it though. Maybe next start. I like this explanation. It was longish for the anime, but it felt fine compared to the visual novel, which was like 45 minutes to an hour. So he's nice. Ah, don't spoil it. Oh, they're just showing it, huh? Kinda. There's like two answers that came from that, but I would say it in the analysis, like two good answers. This is fake news, right? Kinda. I don't know. At least it's kinda fake news. Maybe there's like bigger long term effects with Rika Dead. Could be true. This is anime only. They didn't show this much interaction between Otonodi and Irie in the visual novel. Even the scene before, talking about Irie being the new leader. It's nice. Are they not gonna show his dad? That'd be a little cool. Yeah. Stuff some sleeping pills. Rip. Unlucky. Yep. Yeah, you can describe him as that. It's the power of unity. And it's because no one has any symptoms, or high symptoms at all. Sure, it wouldn't have gone smoothly in some of the other arts. Yeah, well, the fragment thing is a lot. It's weird to say, but it's a lot harder to believe than Oh, yeah, but yeah. Explaining the fragment thing is way harder, I feel, than the syndrome thing. And it is kind of irrelevant, to be fair. Oh, time check. Ooh, they might. She might die. Maybe. I hope they do the scene good, but you don't need much time. It was a cool scene though. Yeah. This scene was so cool. Oh man, I read like all of this in like one sitting too. 3 hours. I was hungry and tired, but I just couldn't stop because from this point on, Minadoshi is awesome. I mean, it was already great, but it's like super, super good. Arguably, probably the best scenes, at least in the answer arts, in my opinion. Oh man. Oh, Denodi. Telecommunication. Never buy a contract from there. Oh, that was different. Not as intense, but effective. Jesus. Kind of graphic, to be honest. In a very graphic show, but something about being shot. You usually don't see that. Anyways, good episode. I enjoyed it. I thought they did quite well with the explanation. It did take the whole episode, but it is a lot to take in for new viewers. Obviously, like I wasn't super tuned in, but it's just because I know everything, right? I'm sure people would have been like locked trying to absorb all this information. But yeah, fun, fun, fun. So that next episode's going to be the final of Higurashi, or are they gonna split it into two? I don't think there's enough. I mean, I think there's enough time to just do one, but this is how long they drag out the scenes. No, no, they can do two for sure. But I mean, for my sake, I don't know how long they're gonna drag out some of the scenes. You know, it feels like a one though to me, but who knows? Anyways, meme time. Dark Rikas. Oh God. Come on, Okinogi. Knowing him, he's probably taking it the wrong way. Tatano's not like that. Oh no, it's ending next episode. Yeah. Okay, well, that answers that question. Okay, we are done. That was episode 12. Good stuff, good stuff. Hello, any new people joining. It was a good episode. I mean, it was solid. It wasn't like, again, not a super exciting episode for me since I know everything. So, but I think they did it pretty well done. And obviously the next one's the banger. But let's see what happens. All right, first scene. Oishi talking about Tatano being sussy to Rika. Yeah, the one, it's good. I mean, I mentioned in the reaction that talking in front of the school instead of the temple doesn't really make sense. I mean, no, it doesn't really make a difference, is what I meant to say. I mean, it's fine. The only difference is in the visual novel, Okinogi actually brings it up that they spotted her talking with the police officer and told her that she doesn't need to worry about it. And obviously, in the back of his head, the police officers can complicate the the mission, right? But I do think. Wait, I want to confirm before I say something wrong. I mentioned it in the reaction, but let me double check real quick. I don't think they mention it. So, a very important part of this scene, which I think they cut out, again, it's not terribly impactful, but I think it's a nice detail. So, Oishi actually mentioning that one of his police officers guarding the spot Rika stationed, or Rika gave the tip that they would be killed there, actually like spotted Takano and recorded it. So, and then Oishi says, "Oh, they found Takano driving alone, on the path where they placed the officer," which obviously puts some sus on Takano since, she dies, right? I was trying to say more, and I mean, it really helps with Rika building the case for Takano being the culprit. And obviously, you saw in the last episode, Takano was kind of cheesed. They were guarding her spot, right? So it is a good hint, and obviously the hint leads to, Oishi going to Gifu to check the body. So they didn't really credit that much, though it is of important detail. But it's not horrible, I guess. Then you have Ire getting police being blamed by Otonoji, trying to sow the seeds of doubt into Rita's mind. But obviously, since Rita's been through so many fragments, and even though they don't really show it too hard in the anime, she like knows for certain that Irie is not the culprit because he just doesn't have the guts to do it, and he genuinely cares about Satoko and saving and curing the syndrome, right? Rita's still motivated, talking with Hanyu. I think a slight difference also in that scene is that they were talking at their house. But it's actually, I think this is different than the visual novel though. Because in my mind, I could be wrong though, but at this time, Rita's kind of given up. She's not really actively trying to do anything. She's just, I mean, it shows later that they're just staying home. But I think she was more defeated at that part. Maybe I could be wrong though. Yeah, I might be wrong. Then Otonoji calls and says they've confirmed that Irie is the culprit, which, again, in the visual novel, Rita's like, oh, well, Otonoji is definitely lying because I know for sure that Irie is not the culprit. So, another... It's not... It probably wouldn't be a blunder if this was a fresh Rita, but experienced Rita, it is a blunder. Rita being smart, giving a tip to Oishi, who will obviously follow it up after they died. Tomotaki and Takano died, quote unquote died. So it's good tech. It definitely throws a wrench into their plans. I think even they might mention it next episode. Even Otonoji was like, "Oh, should we delay the plan for a day?" And then Tata's like, "Nah, just kill the officers darting." But it is smart, obviously. It's just that there's a freaking mercenary band versus a couple of police officers. Obviously, isn't gonna end well. So then the friends come in. Again, I think this is slightly different. They came in early. I think it doesn't really show the passage of time, so it could be the same. But in my mind, in the visual novels, I guess the Toto brought them because they were worried. And obviously, there's police. By that time, there were police patrolling the area, so they were added to the worry. But anyways, explanation time. It's pretty good. I don't know if... I mean, obviously, it's different in the visual novel, but I thought it got most of it. Visuals were great, showing the army guys. I'm pretty sure that's Hifumi working on the cure. Just a montage of the past arts. It's good. It's interesting. I'm sorry. It's entertaining. And then when they show back to the group talking, for reference, 11 minutes and 7 seconds, you just have this derpy faced Rita for a serious conversation. Kind of took me out of the loop for a split second, but again, it doesn't matter too much. Then we have some quality talk between Otonoji and Irie. So this is anime exclusive, I'm pretty sure. And Irie just dies off screen later. It's kind of cool. I enjoy it, showing Irie's state of mind and Otonoji being smug and stuff in the inside. Like I mentioned in the reaction, I hope they do Otonoji justice in Matsuri Bayashi, because he was a very fun character, to be honest. Very fun to read. I mean, he's for me in Higurashi, he was just something, nobody really I mean, he's important, but I didn't really care too much about him. But Matsuri Bayashi, in general, did a lot to him. Some of the side characters to make them feel way fleshed out, so that should be fun. Talking about Tokyo, again, love the visuals with just these super shady politician types. Very, very good at that. I don't remember the biological weapon part of the conversation, because I know they explain it in Matsuri Bayashi. I don't know if Rita would know, but they're not actually researching a biological weapon anymore after the Tokyo Tokyo has kind of shifted powers with a lot of new members, but they're really like, but yeah. Originally, it was for a biological weapon. It doesn't really matter. I just don't remember the biological weapon talk. It should definitely be there though. It was a long scene, so get to see Okanodi in his Tomataki drip, dude. He's never worn that in the visual novel, but Tomataki has. So give him back his jacket. Doesn't suit you. It actually does kind of suit him, but that's fine. Oh yeah, we got the Satoko scene. Obviously, she's has some realizations and some memories. So obviously, they kind of showed it more in the anime, but it does allude that she killed her parents, which was always an interesting theory that I kind of had. But when I read the scene, I thought there's like two possible answers: that she killed her parents, or she murdered the uncle, or not the uncle, the aunt, and Satoshi purposely hid the evidence or whatever. Which I mean, I can go into it more, like putting some nice points to that theory. Obviously, it's wrong, but it was an alright answer. But I'm not gonna explain it. You can probably put the pieces if you want. But yeah, cool scene. I mean, Satoko being distressed isn't a cool scene, but cool tech, cool stuff to think about in the end game before all your answers are answered. All your questions are answered in the next arc. Then they kind of allude that Irie dies, showing the look on his face. Nice touch, nice touch. I mean, I like the idea of putting all of these anime only interactions with Irie. Again, kind of fleshing his mindset out a bit. But you want to keep the juicy stuff for the next episode. Though I wouldn't have hated them not doing that and just fleshing out the Oishi death. But this is a good option to be honest. Power of friendship is looking strong. And then we get to the Oishi death. So it was good. It was brutal. Being sniped in the head. So sudden for a tough character like Oishi. Obviously, it was a lot more well built in the visual novel. A lot more stressful. Like, so just to paint the picture in the visual novel, Oishi spots the van. His intuition makes him go out. He's not right at the gate. They're at the tower, so they have to walk through the forest. And then there's like a nice scene of Oishi just drilling the workers because there's multiple of them. And as they're walking, you know that there's some snipers around, so it's just like a super tense situation that Oishi's probably fucked, but it was really cool. And then yeah. I mean, Oishi was just seeing past them, kind of shit actors, by the way. And like when Kumagai was going back to the car to call the station, they shot him first, and then they actually shot Oishi in the chest, so he didn't die right away. And then the workers executed him with the pistol, which is brutal too. Just an interesting part of this, which isn't really shown because of how it's actually no, it's not really shown because it wasn't really a thing in the anime. But in Totoroshi, the visual novel, there was a hint showing like after Oishi's disappeared, his last sort of message was to check a license plate with the police officers, and like he called it in, and then he disappeared that night, and the officers were like, oh, they ran it, but it just looks like a normal plate and no real information on the vehicle. And they just thought that they pissed Oishi off, so he was just trying to get some dirt on him. But as you may know, it does confirm it officially in the visual novel. What really happened was in Totoroshi, Oishi found the van doing some shady shit. He called it in, at least called to check the license plate, and he died. And yeah, so it's kind of a cool thing to connect, but yeah. Rip Oishi. You tried, bro. Not much you can do at this point when everything's prepped up. But yeah, that's the episode. Again, good time. Think it was well done. And next episode is the insanity. Very, very excited to see how that goes. But you're gonna have to wait until next week, I think. I mean, for me, I'm literally gonna take a shower and watch it now. But anyways, it should be fun. Good times, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.